Okay, here we go. I'm doing the thing. This is my very first YouTube video, and I'm using our really nice camera for the first time. I don't know why I don't use it more often, but that's not the point. Grab my stuff here. So this is probably going to be really rough. I don't know anything about video editing. I've never sat here and just talked to a camera like this and not been able to see my face staring back at me. So that's kind of strange for me. But what do I want to do in this space? So first of all, let me introduce myself. So my name is Taryn Godwin. I live in Kansas City with my husband, who is a veterinarian. His name is Matthew. We have an 18-month-old son named Lyric, and he's like the best fucking baby ever. What else? I am a doula. I'm a dynamo doula. I study under Angel Phoenix, and it's an incredible program. My business is called The Undoula, and I do preconception and pregnancy support. So right now what that looks like is online coaching and support sessions, hour long, and I'm doing pay as you can and if you can, because I know a lot of people are struggling. And I'm also offering completely free of charge, no matter what, if you are on the front lines of fighting this. If you're in healthcare, if you are in, let's say, public works, so utilities, anything like that, you know who you are. So if you reach out and you want to work with me, that's what that looks like for right now. It looks like answering your questions, creating birth and postpartum plans, if you like. Most hospitals are only allowing one person in the room at a time, so it's a challenge. It's a challenging time, and it's a different time for people in the doula industry. But we are here to support you. So, and that's ultimately why I'm showing up today. Is number one, I got a challenge from my teacher, so here I am doing my homework. My homework's really fucking hard sometimes, but I also just want to be here for support. So I have a really active social media already, so why not just add to it and add some more layers and go even deeper. So that's a little bit about me. You can check me out on Instagram. I'll link below. I'm going to be active here. I'm kind of active on Facebook, but I still keep my Facebook private, so I think I'm going to keep it that way for now. Instagram's definitely the platform that I prefer for anything business and most things personal as well. So today's topic, it really reflects how I've been feeling a pull toward being a rescuer. And so I want to discuss the rescuer or the fixer archetype. It's something that I've always identified with, and recently recognized that I need to break up with that. So a perfect example of this right now is I'm a breastfeeding mom, and there's a lot of parents right now that are having trouble getting breast milk and are having trouble getting formula. And so I feel this really strong responsibility to pump and offer that, because I've always been a good pumper. I have always had a great supply. It's very responsive to my needs. So I feel like that's my responsibility, right? And so my first thought when all of this was going down, and especially when Kansas City just got our lockdown order 2 days ago, which is starting in effect tomorrow. So I started to panic a little bit and feel really just feel afraid for the first time. I'd felt really calm and really positive and motivated up until that point. So my first thought was like, I could pump every 2 hours. Just think about how much breast milk I could get. I could help all these people. And then I was like, wait a minute. I really hate pumping. It isn't something that's going to help a lot of people. It might help one or two for sure. And it takes time. And do I have that time? Do I have that energy? Do I actually want to be doing this? So the conclusion I've come to on that is boundaries. I do want to help. It is something that I'm uniquely able to do right now, and a gift a gift that I have and a gift that I want to pass on. So what I've identified to pull myself out of the fixer and rescuer, which that person wants to pump all day long, newborn style, and get as much milk as I possibly can and just give it to everybody, anybody and everybody. And I really had to go deep within myself and ask, where is my energy best spent? It takes a lot of energy to breastfeed, to produce breast milk. It burns 500 calories a day just sitting on your ass. So I have to eat more food. It takes a lot of time. I don't have any hands-free equipment, so I'm literally stuck like this for the entire time, like 15 to 20 minutes. You can pump as often as you want. And I was thinking, at first I would do every 2 hours. Now I'm thinking I'm going to do twice a day because that's doable for me. It's not going to be taxing on my body. It's not going to be a waste of my time. I'll be able to still utilize my time outside of my pumping sessions for all kinds of things. And during my pumping sessions, I'm going to use that to watch videos or listen to podcasts. Because even though I can't use my hands, there's still things I can do with my ears and my eyes. So I decided that I could still help, but I didn't need to, cut my own arm off in order to do so. So hold on one sec. I got a timer going over here to make sure that I don't ramble on for too long today. So one of the things that comes up right now for people is wanting to, I saw a really great quote the other day. So you don't have to set yourself on fire to keep others warm. And that's a trap that I think a lot of us fall into because we were taught to be, especially as mothers, martyrs. We were taught that, if you cut your arm off and it helps somebody else, that you should do that. And I've come to really disagree with that because you can't pour from an empty cup. And I know that sounds so cliche, but it's really, really true. And I think most people would agree with that if they could experience the other side, which is taking care of yourself first, to then fill your cup so that you have something to give. And, I've taken all of this guilt, right, for not cutting my arm off and giving it to my neighbor. And I've really had to process that and turn that into something that's positive energy with momentum to it so that I can actually create change where I have the opportunities to do so. And if you don't do that and you stay in that martyrdom mentality, that fixer, that rescuer, that I'm going to throw everything at you that I have until I'm totally depleted, there's a couple of things that in my life I found to be true. So I almost always have a hidden agenda when I feel that way. If I dig really, really deep, and this is something that my teacher Angel has talked about at length, is like, what is your agenda? What is your motivation for doing those activities that may not be serving you? They just might not be serving you. And chances are, if you are giving everything that you have, my immediate urge is to give you the shirt off my back if you need it. And that's just not something that I can do anymore. So I've really had to look at like, what is my agenda? And a lot of it has come back to like beliefs of my childhood, and wanting to make my parents proud has been a big one for me. Which my parents love me anyway. I have fantastic fucking parents, and I don't know what I did to get to the relationship we have today, but it's pretty awesome, and we don't see eye to eye on like the vast majority of things. So that's just an illusion in and of itself. My parents have always been proud of me no matter what I've done. Even if it seemed off the rails at the time. So, I've had to analyze that. I've had to analyze, am I doing this so people will like me? Am I doing this so people will be like, oh my gosh, Taryn is so amazing. She gave everything she had till her last breath. Is that really what I want? Is that really the energy that I want to be bringing forward to the situation? And in my case, the answer was no. So I had to look really, really hard at that. Another thing that my teachers say, Angel, and I think there's a couple others that have said that as well, is hurt people hurt people. So if you're sitting in this space, if I'm sitting in this space of, I gotta do something. And to me, I call it like the grasping, right? You're just grasping. You're just like super distracted, squirrel brain, kind of all over the place. And you're just grasping for like some string, right? I'm actually sitting right next to this art piece that I created. I don't think you can see it, but there's a picture of it on my Instagram, and it's basically it's a heart, and it has fish hooks in it, and all of these strings going out in every direction. And it represents partially the story that my therapist gave to me, which was, it was a story of a man, and he had one shot to change his life, one shot to reach his dreams. And he's walking across this bridge, and he has to be at a certain destination at a certain time. There are no other options, like this is it, right? And so he's walking across this bridge, and there's this person walking the other way. And as they cross paths, the other person hands him a string and jumps off the bridge, right? And so you're stuck there holding this string, and the man is dangling off the edge of the bridge and saying, "Don't let go. Don't let go." And you're like, what the fuck do I do? Okay, I just have to stand here until my legs give out, or like, what are you gonna do? And this person just keeps saying, "Don't let go, don't let go, don't let go, don't let go." And you're going, okay, what am I gonna do? I gotta be at this place at this time, or my life is over, or I can never have this opportunity again. And what ends up happening is the man standing on the bridge holding the string says, okay, here are your choices. I can pull you up. I will help you up. I'll help you get to the other side of the bridge, and then I've got to go, or I'm going to let go. And the guy says, what do you mean? You have to keep hanging on. You can't let go. And he's like, I really need a choice. And the person won't choose to be pulled up. And so he lets the string go. And I've worked really, really hard to set boundaries and be very intimately familiar with my own landscape, inner landscape, as Angel would say, to feel those alarm bells when that starts to happen. So when I start to grasp for those strings that I have no business hanging on to, but that's what we were taught to do. Many of us were taught to hang on, no matter what, even if it kills us. And I have been able to step back from that mentality thus far until this pandemic hit. And I could feel myself getting sucked back into that energy. So, what I've decided to do is really focus on using my intuition. And what that looks like and feels like is, really reflecting, closing my eyes, breathing, getting centered, getting grounded, and listening to that inner voice, my intuition, listening to that tiny little voice inside of me that's telling me where to go and what to do. Those little warning bells are from that voice saying, hey, don't go down this path again. Don't go down this path again. You know where it leads. It leads to exhaustion. It leads to frustration. It leads to confusion and anger and rage and all kinds of emotions that on their own aren't necessarily bad, but when you collectively do that and then you have someone literally hanging from your body saying, save me, that's not a good place to be. And that's a place that is an energy that's gotten me to a really poor mindset of just devaluing myself on a very extreme level. And, I'm just not interested in going down that path anymore. And right now that's been really, really challenging to stay out of that grasping, panicking, fear-centered energy. So a couple of things that we all can do to stay away from the fixer or the rescuer. And I think the biggest is to really evaluate what are your gifts, what are your talents, Where is your energy best spent? Because each one of us only has a finite amount of energy, and that's directly dependent on our energy input. So identify some of those things and then look at your energy input. What is my energy input? Am I taking care of myself? Am I eating good food? Am I staying hydrated? And am I sleeping? Am I staying calm? Am I doing some things to manage my mind? Am I feeling supported and safe? For the vast majority of us right now, the answer to like most of those questions is not great. You know, I don't feel so good. I'm eating crap. I'm really stressed. I'm panicking. I'm angry. I'm scared. You know, those are not good places to help others. I mean, to be truthful, they're just not. That's not a good place to come from. It needs to be a heart-centered, grounded, very focused effort and showing up from that space. That's your true self. That is your true and honest self showing up and saying, hey, I'm here to help. I genuinely want to help you. I'm not going to cut off my arm and give it to you, but I do have diapers. But I do have toilet paper. Tell me what you need. One of the things that's helped me stay out of this mentality is also waiting until asked and saying, hey, I've got these things to offer. For example, today I put out a list of some extra supplies that I don't use anymore. And I said, hey, does anybody need these? And I had some people comment on the post and I said, hey, message me. And not everybody's messaged me. So I'm waiting for those people to, you know, I think speak up for themselves and say, hey, yeah, I do need this or I don't need this. And that's helping me stay out of the rescuer archetype. The other thing that I'm doing is just showing up and realizing that the energy I'm sharing with you right now through this screen is enough. Showing up, sharing my story, sharing my tips, spreading love, just something as simple as saying, hey, I love you. If you're watching this right now, I love you. And I want to support you. I want you to feel loved and safe and supported and okay. To feel whatever you're feeling, move through those feelings, dance, sing, create art. I saw something really cool today where all the teachers in the district drove down our street honking with these big inspirational signs. And, you know, that's the kind of energy that we need right now. We don't need you to cut off your arms. I don't want you to cut off your arm and give it to me. I want you to use your arms to hug your babies. I want you to use your hands to create some beautiful work of art, whether that's writing, music, a play, whatever it is, whatever that is. And I want you to put that on the internet and I want you to share it. I want you to go out on your front step and sing your freaking heart out. I want you to bake bread and put it on your neighbor's doorstep. I'm starting a love letter campaign. You know, if you want to be a part of that, send me your address, send me your email, send me your phone number. Let's connect. Let's do this on a real human level that lifts everybody up and fills everybody's cup and creates a higher level of vibrational energy. That is more just supportive and grounded than it is grasping and like, you know, that kind of energy. So, you know, that's my topic today. I think I got a little rambly and I went a little longer than I was expecting to, but yeah, that's a theme. That's just been like a really heavy, like I can feel that tug and I'm having to actively focus and do things to stay away from falling into that trap that's gotten me into trouble so many times in the past. So subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be posting a video every day this week. And, you know, I'll be linking to my Instagram, linking to my Facebook. My website's going to be up later this week. It's not up right now, which is why you're linked directly to YouTube. But later you'll be directed to my website, which will explain all of my offerings right now. Actively creating some new offerings at the moment and filling in those gaps for my community the best way that I can. So I'm sending you so much freaking love right now. I hope that you can feel it. I hope this new camera worked. I hope the audio's cool. If anybody has any apps or anything that can